Guys, I hope you're all doing well. We are back with a brand new Rocket League video, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to dribble like a pro. So dribbling, as you can see on the screen, is just a mechanic where you dribble the ball on top of your car, which will open the door to a few other mechanics such as flicks, dapper drops and pops, all of which will be beneficial to you moving up through the ranks in Rocket League. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the basics. So up until I learned how to dribble, it was so difficult for me to learn as I wasn't quite sure how to do it. And I never really had anyone to say to me, look, this is what you need to do. I just sort of practiced it and found my own techniques, which eventually made it easier for me to be able to dribble. Now I'm going to teach you those techniques. So the first thing that I learned was watching the ball indicator. So the circle that's underneath me right now, as you can see, I'm driving inside of this circle. So you want to try and stay inside of this circle underneath the ball. I'll show you what it's like picking the ball up from a stable state. So right here the ball is not moving. You just want to drive into it so it pops up and then move it into the circle underneath the ball. From here you'll be able to do all of the other dribbling techniques. The first of which I want to show you is how to speed up the ball. So in order to speed up the ball, you're going to want to put the ball slightly further forward on your car, and then following that, feather your boost and acceleration. So the way to get the ball slightly further forward on your car is to slow down a little bit so it goes further forward. Once it's on, you can see the back wheels are just on the edge of the circle or just outside of the circle. Then you can start to speed up. So a technique that will be useful to you is feathering the acceleration and the boost. Sometimes you'll press them at the same time, sometimes you won't. And this will stop the ball from gaining too much speed and falling off your car. I'll show you an example here. So there I wouldn't be able to catch back up with the ball when it just falls off the front of the car. So again, to speed it up, just get the ball towards the front side of your car and feather the boost and acceleration. You can see on the control overlay in the bottom of the screen what that looks like. Okay. So the next thing I want to go over is how to slow the ball down. So to slow the ball down is the opposite of what we just done. You want to accelerate so that the ball goes to the back side of the car. So here you can see the back two wheels are sort of closer to the center of the circle. And the more I do this, the more the ball slows down. Eventually, it will like sort of stop and you can go backwards. So speed it up, bring it to the front of your car. Slow it down, bring it to the back of your car. Okay, so the next thing would be turning with the ball. So to turn with the ball, once you're inside the circle, you'll want to turn the opposite way that you want to turn. So say you want to turn right, turn to the left slightly so the ball goes to the right side, and then you have the freedom to be able to turn with the ball. And the opposite goes for the other side, so you want to turn over to the right side of the ball and then turn left into the ball. So you want to practice sort of keeping the ball on the side of the car, just like that. And once you become more confident with it, you'll be able to progress and be able to sort of speed it up and slow it down and turn whenever you need to. Okay. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was power slide cuts. So you can sort of cut the ball and keep the ball on top of your car whilst doing this, just by power sliding just a little bit and turning into the ball. And this is going to be really good for sort of if someone's challenging you and you can see them challenging you, you can just turn the ball away from them. Other than that, there's sort of drift dribbles, which I'd recommend watching King Rani. He has some good explanations of how to drift dribble, but I'm just doing sort of a basic dribbling tutorial here, so I don't want to get too far into that. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was sort of what you can do to practice dribbling. The first of those is, I would say, dribbling from one goal to the other. So you want to get the ball on top of your car and just dribble down towards the other net. You want to practice different speeds, so going slowly, going fast, and trying to not let the ball touch the ground. Okay. Now this is going to be a little bit harder if you don't have PC with bugha's mod, because you can't, once the ball goes in, it will just reset. So what I'd recommend trying to do then is going down the sides of the pitch. Instead of straight towards the goal, just go towards the wall instead. And then once you're at the wall, turn around and go back the other way. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about, the next drill that you can use to practice is to go around the outsides of the pitch. So the first drill is good for being able to dribble in a straight line. And this, where you go all around the corners of the pitch, try and touch the 100 boost pads. And then go around the corner. And you can do this slowly at first. Make sure you've got enough control, and then eventually you'll be able to speed it up and then slow down when you get towards the corner, so you can turn around the corner. Or you could go fast on the long straights and slower on the smaller straights, the ones that go past the face of the goal. And then after that, I'd just recommend dribbling in and out of the boost pads or over the boost pads. So the small boost pads you see on the ground, you can go in and out of them, or you can try and hit as many of them as you can. It's also a good way to learn where the boost pads are in a match. So for people on console that don't have PC, this is a good drill to be able to practice your dribbling. So also if you're on consoles, another thing I would recommend is getting used to jumping with the ball. So have the ball on top of your car, do a single jump pop, and do some double jump pops, and just get used to how the ball feels on top of your car during different scenarios. Other than that, it's definitely good to practice catches. I know there's a few, I think Verge maybe has a tutorial on how to do good catches. Obviously I'm not actually doing a tutorial on that right now, so I'm not going to go into it, but being able to dribble and catching the ball and going into a smooth dribble is definitely a good mechanic to have under your belt. So yeah, if you're on console, definitely recommend practice jumping with the ball, doing some power slide cuts, some power slide dribbles, and just getting a good feel for the ball. Don't be too discouraged if it takes you a while to learn it, because honestly it's not an easy mechanic to learn and it can take a lot of time. It will be different for every individual. Some people will get it straight away, some people it might take 10-20 hours to learn it. But don't be discouraged. It will depend on how quickly your brain transfers short-term memory to muscle memory and your mechanical skill previous to learning this. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to something for the PC people. So if you're on PC, you've probably seen people using this program called bugha's mod, where you can literally just press up on the D-pad on your controller and put the ball on top of your car. So this is going to be good for practicing dribbles from different areas, wherever you want to just get the ball on top of your car and try and dribble it as long as possible. You don't want to drive to the center of the pitch every time. You can just do that. Let me show you quickly what that looks like. So on this menu, it is just normal mode. Okay. So the other thing that's available for PC players is the workshop maps. So there are a few different workshop maps that are really good for practicing dribbling. There's one that I definitely recommend for lower level dribblers, such as the Dribbling Challenge 2, which also does have an overhauled version that looks a lot nicer. Yeah, it's a good map, definitely good for practice. This is why when I actually first tried this map, I couldn't even get past, I think it was like level 3, level 4. I used to struggle to get past, and now I can complete all 30 levels in under 10 minutes. but this is definitely a good way for practicing, as it will give you a few different sort of areas to practice in, such as going in straight lines and turning. You can practice your flicks as well, so being able to turn with the ball, going at a constant speed, not dropping the ball off of your car, all very good mechanics to learn. So I'm just going to do a few levels of this, maybe go up to level 10 so you can see what it looks like, and then we can move on to the end of the video, which is just going to be sort of a recap of everything that I've gone through so far. So here I'm using different techniques such as speeding the ball up, slowing the ball down. Now I'm going to have to turn with the ball. So these ones like this aren't going to be too helpful in matches, because there's not many times you're going to have to go up a ramp like that with the ball. But it's definitely good to be able to know how to position the ball if you are going to do such a thing. So there I accelerated a little bit too much without feathering, and the ball got a little bit far ahead of me. Luckily I was able to pop it up right before the end and we got that in. Alright, so I'm going to end this one here, and I'm going to show you another dribbling map that will be good for practice, and that is Lethamir's, where is it? There it is, $2,000 dribble challenge. Now this I definitely say is for the more advanced dribblers. Personally, I haven't actually completed this yet myself. I've gotten to level 22 or some 23, something like that, and that's when it gets really hard. That's like, in my opinion, high grand champ level dribbling. I'm only low grand champ myself, so it's not really for me. But yeah, Lethamir's Manscaped dribbling challenge, definitely a good map, and I would definitely recommend trying it out. I might show you the first level or two here. But for this one you have to choose a mode, so go normal, enter. So this is as simple as just sort of first one's driving forward, next one's weaving in and out of the posts. I've literally never failed that level. Nervous. So yeah, and the next one, a similar thing, except there's walls that you've got to weave in and out of. And the best thing about it is you can actually do quite a lot of these levels without even boosting, just by feathering the acceleration. Okay, so I'm gonna end that one there, go back into free play and just sort of recap everything. So watch the ball indicator on the ground. You want to try and stay within the circle if you're just trying to sort of dribble normally. To speed the ball up, you go to the front portion of the car, slow the ball down, you go to the back portion of the car. To turn, you turn away from the side you want to turn, so turn right to turn left, and turn left to turn right. What else was there? The power slide. Make sure you get used to using the power slide in different scenarios. And other than that, it's just the drills that I mentioned. So driving from one side of the pitch to the other with the ball on top of the car, and driving around the pitch also with the ball on top of your car. Sorry about that, my voice went a little bit there. And after that, that will open you up to new mechanics such as ground to air dribbles. Just pop it up and dribble it. Flicks, which you've seen me do a few times in this video already. And another one that I've been using a lot recently, the dapper drop, where you get someone to challenge you while you have the ball on top of your car. Just as they're challenging, you brake and drop the ball off the front of your car. They'll usually go in the air to hit the ball while it's on top of your car. As you drop it down, you'll get a low 50 on it, and they'll go high. Usually they'll go over the ball and the ball will just go past them without an issue. I might be able to show you a clip of that actually. So I have done that recently. Yeah, Alright guys, so I hope you have managed to learn something in this video. I hope you can put these mechanics into work on the pitch, and I hope you managed to gain a few ranks from it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.